Yeah, the Pango seem to have much more purpose and drive behind their draft. Everything slots into place super nicely. Signify, I don't know, it's just much more finicky, right? You've got to get pickoffs, you've got to get the PL farmed. If any of these kind of puzzle pieces fall out of place, the whole game could come crumbling down.
Well,
especially around Axe's blink timing, right? We saw that previously. It's a struggle.
Totally. House of Cards built up on needing to get your very farmed Axe, and we'll see if they're going to be able to make it happen, as Signify is going to be facing off against the Pango here. A best of 3. Again, this is not elimination. None of these matches today that are going to be played are elimination, but you would love to be able to make it through right now in the top spot for Signify. That's pretty much what they're playing for a chance to be at least, because this is the loser's match. Afterwards, decider match is going to be played. The winner of this faces off against Mineski.
One thing that worries me about Signify's lineup is these are not comeback heroes. So if they lose an early game, I think this game might end before 25-minute mark.
Well, Axe says there's no chance of that.
And they still didn't pick up a hero the wave clears. Like Kunkka doesn't safely. He has to go up to the wave to do it, unless he torrent boats a creep wave. Grimstroke needs levels, like you were mentioning. Both Grim and Crystal Maiden, pretty level-dependent supports. Like, I think you're right, Lacoste. If the laning stage goes poorly, not only the supports, but the cores will be lacking.
Pango has a lineup that could easily snowball, turn a kill into objective so easily. Also, first Roche could be taken early on, especially with the Helm of the Dominator, all the summons and attack speed that they have from Inner Beast.
Yeah.
The battle begins.
Well, looks like it's going to be a trade-off of runes there. I will mention that Kunkka's sword is one of the coolest cosmetics I've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the sword that he has. It's like very cool looking. Look at that thing.
What's it called?
I have no idea.
Auspicious Compass Edge of the Voyager. That is an obnoxiously long name.
Auspicious is one of the best words also. The Admiral.
I mean, that can't be efficient, having such a brittle, like, compass in the middle of your sword.
Look at this, though. We got a courier coming in, and Mr. Crowley in position to find himself a tasty treat. Look at what... the walk away! Oh, no!
Oh, man.
Just be patient. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, well.
Although that might have also just been Pango recognizing, hey, nobody is showing up in this lane.
Teams have got so good at that now.
Yeah.
Just realizing that there is a hero missing off the map.
Yeah. Well, and it looks like they're going to be sticking 3 up here top, wanting to ensure that they have a good time for themselves. CM taking the Crystal Nova level 1, so she can get some harassment out and also try and deal with that boar a little bit.
Just kill the boars.
You want to try lane against Enigma where he denies your lane, so they need to pull the lane back.
They need to stack and pull immensely here.
Beastmaster will get a lot from this lane. He also has that Ring of Regen shared from Enigma, and Slayer is doing a good job. Just trying to harass Axe, even though it doesn't do that much. He also found the center ward, so he can pull, and your Juggernaut is going to have a free farm.
Well, and so they also were able to block out that medium camp over on the high ground.
Yep.
And then we also saw there as well the shared Ring of Regen on the Beastmaster up top. So all of the pieces of the Pango draft sort of working together in concert, but you need to be a little bit careful with Iceberg here. Swifty not going to be able to find any extra damage with the Torrent, but it is just going to be a regen up for Mr. Iceberg and see if he can deal with this lane pressure that comes out from Kunkka.
DD Jakiro.
Yeah, he's just going to leave. Does go back up to top, though.
I don't know how I feel about this. I really thought they'd do the 2-on-2 for Signify. But Slayer, like you're saying, has done such a great job at kind of neutering that bottom lane for the Axe, so he's not getting full efficiency. Bringing another hero bottom wouldn't really accomplish too much.
Yeah, and if they can secure PL farm, like, he has to get farmed this game. He can't afford to have a poor PL.
And I think that the big problem is that Signify's 2 supports, they are, you know, we've talked, they're level dependent, they need a few items under their belt, but they can't really roam. You know, they're not the best ganking heroes. So making a play in towards mid is difficult until you get Kunkka to kind of level 4, level 5 when he's got at least a point in X.
Well, and I kind of thought that we were going to be seeing the CM get more farm priority early on, but it looks like it's going to be Boots early. Well, for both of the heroes, actually. They're both getting some decent farm on themselves.
Negi is definitely the kind of position 6 of this team. Mr. Crowler used to be their offlaner, so he's kind of transitioned from that position 3 into like a position 3.5 quite a lot of the time.
Right clicks. They just don't do anything, and Crowley's just dead.
Oh, he juked him.
Wait a minute. Is he alive?
Nah, Boris is too strong.
Yeah.
One more hit, and there we have it.
Ghostic finds his man.
So you're losing already a tri-lane, which you should not. You should not tri-lane in the first place against Enigma, and they did a good job by blocking that camp, so Axe can't pull it. So Axe doesn't know what he needs to do right now.
Yeah.
Just creep, skip, or try to contest farm, because Jakiro moved to the top lane, and their lane is pretty strong right now. Ghostic will probably fall.
Blizzard trying to chase him down. He's getting out of there for the moment. They pop the Mango, and that's enough to get the Crystal Nova off. So Negi able to find that kill.
Axe likes this very much.
So the timing really for Signify here is, again, this Axe off lane. Everything pivots around the Axe. The timing on the Vanguard, the Blink Dagger coming up, how quickly he can transition into that just big, beefy brawler that can get up in the opponent's faces.
This is normally that point. I think right around here, Ghostic had a Vanguard when he was playing as the Axe. And
he was level 6, right?
Right. So you're that much further behind just because of that camp blocking of the camp that came out. Observer Ward placed down is going to spot the Grimstroke as we get ready for a battle around the runes, but you do have the Eidolons in the area, and that might be enough to force them back. And that looks like, yes, Negi and Crowley not going to be able to move into position to try and steal this away.
As soon as that Stroke of Fate misses on the Eidolons, they give up on the rune.
Yep.
No point in contesting. Axe gets at least one of them, right? Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's mainly going to be picked up by the Pango there. So Nave was able to pick up the other one on the bottom lane.
The thing is, they don't benefit that much from Crystal Maiden's aura. Like, Axe is just farming jungle. Yeah, he needs some of the mana because his level talent got moved to level 15. The same goes for Kanka, but he's not that hero that actually spams his spells. He's more relying on using the Tidebringer to harass.
Yeah, it's a very strange setup there. I guess maybe it's about the PL or getting some extra farm on the Grimstroke or whoever.
PL's not spamming any
spells.
spells.
No, he's not.
I mean, you don't even max out Spirit Lance anymore.
Yeah, I think keeping it at level 1 for the Maiden for now is fine, but once it gets to mid-game, that aura does start to kick in much more effectively. If they're going to be playing that 5-man group up around the Axe and making plays, or at least the kind of 4 group up with PL farming somewhere safely. Because Kunkka and Axe are both very active heroes early on.
Right.
So I think it's less about laning stage and more just that mid-game timing.
Stay out on the map over and over again.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works as Enigma at about the 6.5 minute mark is looking to finish off the Helm of the Dominator. And in the meantime,
have it.
Looks like Iceberg's been able to do really well against the Kunkka, not surprisingly. 28-18 versus 25-9.
It's decent for the Kunkka first 3-4 levels, but once OD gets level 3 in Astral, things become much more difficult.
Yeah.
Start being able to play around Tidebringer much more nicely.
And that's a full Helm of the Dominator finished on Enigma.
Yeah, that's not what you like to see. Well, Crowley up there on the other side, they're going to get the slow down, looking for the torrent, not going to connect. So that rotation, you see that OD's out of the lane, but he's going to walk back and spot the smoke rotation.
That's the issue with the 2 supports. Even if that smoke hits on the OD, there's a chance the OD can survive because they lack the gap close, they lack the damage to actually kill him off. But Blink Dagger's nearly here for Axe.
Yeah,
he's
going
actually
no boots.
Skipped boots, skipped Vanguard for now, going straight into Blink because I think they're feeling it. They're feeling that, kind of need to play faster.
I mean, he needs to get boots before the Blink Dagger.
Nah, there's an urgency around the Blink Dagger. He needs it, Lacoste.
Now Enigma is level 5 with that Helm of the Dominator creep. They can start pressuring the towers. Beastmaster getting closer to level 6. He would be level 6, but Jakiro was taking away some XP from him. Like, it's easy to predict Enigma's first 10 minutes of the game, what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Look at how good Iceberg is. He positions himself so he doesn't get hit by that Tidebringer, just walks slightly to the right.
Yeah. So this is that situation where you'd love to have the Axe up here to make a call play, but he can't actually get to the side chop in time and then like buy the blink and TP up top.
Courier?
What?
Use the courier if you don't.
Oh,
you
right.
can't get to the side shot.
Dude, he's on the other side of the map from. I thought you were saying the courier is about to get sniped. I was like, what's happening? They're going to find Swifty, though, and looks like Kunkka is going to drop. Cowley might also go down here if they're not careful. Slayer able to heal back up through it, and they can't find the kill until he eventually goes down. So
he gets the kill, but no XP for him. Axe picked up a Blink Dagger, boots of speed, will TP top.
Why is there a jug in my lane?
Oh, looking up top, they find it. Jump in call. Is it going to be enough, though? They find Ghost Stick. And it looks like they're going to be able to escape with this Enigma for the moment.
I feel like that rotation from Naive is super unexpected. Something that we've been wanting him to do. His 2 games on Morphling were very passive, not really getting anything accomplished.
They find another blink here, and the Ice Path to try and turn it back around. I think if Enigma had Black Hole right there, they probably just drop it onto the Axe's head. And well, honestly, Axe isn't that tanky without any other item, but looks like they won't be able to bring him down.
Yeah, that's a good point, Gary. You don't expect Juggernaut, who's having a free lane, to actually rotate, but because other 2 supports are not good at rotating, so good choice from Jug.
Yeah, exceptional move. Just definitely that kind of out of left field play. 10-minute bounty runes coming up soon. Catapults as well, something we have to look out for, especially for the Pango. As that push top lane, it's going to be relentless. They've got Hellbear, they've got Eidolons, the Boar. The catapult wave is coming very soon. Might not even need it, honestly. That tier 1's dropping without catapults.
And really, it's just contention for this bounty runes we're going to see as Iceberg finds the Astral Imprisonment, but Blizzard was able to make it happen, and looks like Crowley is going to drop. TP sounded like it completed, but he was dead before he made it back home. So, yeah. Trade-off there. They still keep their tier 1 tower alive up in the top lane. With Axe sticking around the area, but the Pango have really good vision in this area, and they can just keep that pressure on whenever they see the Axe leave the lane.
How does Culling Blade work with Soulbind?
I assume that it casts on both of them, but you might not
The kill
get the
threshold
cooldown
thing?
Yeah, but I think that probably what happens is that you lose the cooldown if you don't cull both of them. You got what I'm saying? So it would add the cooldown onto it.
That might be it. Like if both of them are not below the kill threshold, you're not gonna refresh it.
Yeah.
But even if one of them isn't, I think. Like
really?
I think if you kill, because you cast the spell on both of them, right? That's what Soulbind is.
But maybe if you kill one, it overrides. It doesn't matter. We might see it.
Yeah.
If anyone knows the answer, tweet at us.
It's Reddit.
They already have.
Dota 2 is an unlearnable game, guys.
Why do you even have to ask those questions, Gary?
Because I'm an inquisitive child. I need to know things. My brain is like, how does that work?
Yeah.
I'm a moron. How does it work?
This is how it goes, man. Oh man, Pango.
It's why we all love Dota, honestly.
It's true.
No one is good. No one knows everything. It's always a learning experience.
I think we all just need to rally around the cry of get good. So they get the Vanguard for Axe. They're trying to set up here on a Ghost Stick, and Swifty with 2 points in X should be able to find the initiation. Can't they just go on him? I guess they're worried about people sitting behind. Oh, no.
They still get him.
Well,
right? They're slow. The Boar slow. Oh, dearie me.
There's so many ways that could have worked.
Even with level 3 X, they start with a Torrent.
Yeah.
Sick Ice Path. Nice dodge from Crowley, though.
Well,
Nagy.
catching on to 2. Quick, Culling Blade him. And Slayer gonna drop first. They are actually just gonna walk away with the Jakiro, and it looks like instead it's gonna be Enigma.
Career. Oh!
Tries to find it, but won't get it. And no chance.
Go, jump, kill.
Yeah, they just leave that kill over for apparently the Grimstroke.
Axe is a team player, while Grimstroke's really not.
Yeah,
like he left the kill for Phantom Lancer.
I'm telling you, Crowley's greedy. He used to be the offlaner. Now he's playing support. He wants gold. Level 3 Stroke of Fate as well.
Hey. It's also
Oh yeah, and the GPM talent. Thank you, Scriff.
It's gonna
Coming
have
up soon.
The Arcane Boots up in a little bit as well. And so far, Signify able to make up for that little bit of a, not rough laning stage, but lead that Pango had at the very least.
Yep. They need to take this bottom tier 1 just to balance things out, get a little more gold in their pockets.
They find Swifty in some trouble. Didn't get to throw out the boat there and is just going to die for it. Probably would have been dead regardless, but...
Rod of Atos reveal from Iceberg.
And the Pango ready to make this pressure continue up in the top lane where they've brought absolutely everybody.
This is where their draft really excels though, right? Grouping up as 5, taking these objectives. They know that bottom tier 1 is going to fall regardless, so getting any kind of trade out of that is always going to be a bonus for you. At the same time, they get the deep wards in, which is always so important when you're pushing into these areas. Get vision into the jungle so you can actually see where that PL is farming.
PL decided to go for Yasha first item just to increase his farming capability, which means that Diffusal Blade is not going to come online fast. And tier 1 tower already lost. Smoke from Crystal Maiden and Axe, trying to backstab.
Well, they're just going to Omni Slash now on the Grimstroke. The boat comes out afterwards. It's going to hit onto nothing, unfortunately. On the other side of it, they've also found the CM, who's just in no man's land. And Axe also, it's a feeding frenzy early on here. As Signify were just not together in the least bit. Rooted now, goes for the call, but in the end, it's going to be the Pango that claim the kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What happened there, Lacoste? Were you watching the Axe?
Yeah, I was watching Axe and Crystal Maiden. They were trying to backstab Enigma with the good positioning, reveal the smoke, use Malefice on him, and then they just kept dealing damage to him so he could not use his Blink Dagger. The thing is, Axe needs to initiate, but the problem is you have Crystal Maiden and the Grimstroke who are basically both position 5s and have no ways of engaging a team fight.
Yeah, it needs to be like that perfect combo of Inkswell as you're about to jump, and then you have some like use in the team fight, but even then it's not.
Even if you get a good jump, OD with the positioning, yeah, I like the Blink Dagger for him. So he needs to be the saving tool, even though he is their damage, but with the good positioning in a team fight, he can just save people. That's their only way of dealing the damage, with Axe jumping in, using a call. And if he saves someone, they have no damage.
Yeah. OD really was just the perfect pick in this game. Now you've also got Jakiro 4 points up in Ice Path to keep the pressure on in these team fights. They are going to find the Hawk there, which was giving the vision for them. But feels like the damage is kind of done as the Pango have claimed the first Aegis and now have that Blink Dagger on OD.
If they can keep this tempo up, Signify are going to struggle. And Phantom Lancer still needs another 10-15 minutes to really be a potent force in this game, especially when he's going for that Manta style level 1 first item, level 1. So it doesn't have the Diffusal Blade as the big damage dealer.
I would usually say. Like.
Level 1 Manta style. Poggies.
You gotta enter some cheats into the game. We gotta do that one, man. It's nifty stuff. Oh, the Hawk is just bugging out there to death. A DD on Naive. I mean, how do you stop this pressure? They don't have that wave clear. They don't, like, they can just drop boat, I guess, but.
They don't have a team fight.
No.
They're gonna lose tier 3 towers if they drop a boat.
Well, they're gonna lose tier 3 towers anyways, I think. This was
the issue in the draft, right? They had no wave clear. I was expecting something like a Lina or a Puck. Grimstroke is the only guy that can do anything to stop the summons coming in.
And I love the build on Ghost Stick. Straight into Crimson Guard after Vlad's, which means Phantom Lancer will not deal any damage.
No. So they do TP back the Juggernaut, knowing that they're going to need somebody to deal with it. This pressure that's coming from the PL along the bottom lane. But at this point, Signify looking like they want to try and take a fight, but it's really dangerous, and they're just going to jump on top of the CM, who is completely alone, isolated, and killed off. They could buy back on her and try and take this fight if they want, but they need to get rid of the fight immediately.
Three-man call.
Catches on to 3 as well. The boat to follow up, and already they found 1. They don't even need to buy back the CM, or possibly they do. Trying to find themselves this opening onto Slayer. Are they going to get it? Iceberg shows up, though, in force, and is going to be able to find himself a couple of kills here, although he's also kind of alone. They find the hoof stomp and get the kill. Oh, and Blizzard just going to need to run away. I thought the CM was going to buy back there.
Oh, he found him.
No way.
Oh,
Punka, Iceberg, you okay?
I mean, he still has the Aegis.
He doesn't have Blink after Aegis, though. Well, he's got Juggernaut to back him up. Naive just charges forward. Easy Omni Slash.
Yeah, they used the info that Naive TP'd back bottom to clear the wave, and then they started playing aggressive.
Oh, well, they do not connect on the X combo there, but Naive gonna get the spin off afterwards. Still in some trouble. Ice Path connecting, he gets the healing ward off. They're walking away, but they will find the kill on Jakiro at the very least. No X follow-up, and Iceberg gets the blink away. Got to be careful. Wanted to get up onto the high ground, couldn't find his angle, and now Iceberg is also going to be punished, but up on the high ground is the Enigma still. Does he have Black Hole? He's not going to be able to get into range, though. Axe in position, and that's going to be the turnaround that they needed. So Enigma cannot find the angle for the Black Hole, and the Pango get punished.
Yeah, how much gold did PL get out of that?
There was no need that Juggernaut TP's bottom. They could have just stayed 5 and take a team fight. Also, he uses ulti to kill a Crystal Maiden, and then she just buys back.
500, 500. Tons of experience, though. Look at that.
Yeah, that's always the big determiner of how these games really look. And it's starting to feel like a little bit of an even off after that, at least in terms of the experience. But you still have to wonder about just the effectiveness of each of these heroes.
Yeah, I feel like Pango will just slow down a little bit, farm their items. They need a BKB on OD, Black Hole.
Okay. And now they have themselves the axe. Roar afterwards. Come on, drop the Eclipse. Let's see it.
A kill is a kill. It starts to become very apparent that Signify's draft needs everything to go perfectly in these team fights, right? They need a good 2-3-man Blink Axe call, they need a good Soulbind, and right now they're just getting picked apart one by one.
Crowley's up on the high ground, but with the Soulbind even, I don't think there's going to be anything that can help them. And Iceberg finds his man. Crowley needs to catch out of there, but it's not going to happen.
Road of Atos stops the TP. Thank you, Ice Frog. What a buff.
How did Iceberg know? Did Crowley launch an attack?
Phantom embraced him from the high ground, and he's like, maybe he sticks around. That's literally all that it was. And he did. He stuck around.
And all of a sudden, that mid defense looks like it wasn't worth too much.
I still think that, like, if you, in the middle of that fight, you buy back on the CM as soon as she dies and just TPs to the shrine, maybe her TP wasn't up. That's probably what it was. Because otherwise, it seems like she would have made sense for her to get back into that fight. And then maybe win the fight in dominant fashion instead of just barely.
Yeah, with the tier 3 mid falling now, Shrine time cuts out a large portion of the map for Signify to play into. And it's all timing around that second Roshan now for the Pango. If they can take that northern shrine from the Dire side, there isn't really a platform for Signify to play off to move towards the pit.
And also, it's just this next round of items that's coming up is where really I think the Pango haven't even hit their peak yet as far as effectiveness of heroes. BKB
soon to come on OD. Enigma just finished the max, so they will become extremely tanky. Next Roche may respawn in 2 minutes. I think they're just gonna take it slow. They took both shrines. They're gonna control the map with the Hawk.
And regen rune to boot afterwards. Yeah, just it doesn't feel like these heroes are anywhere close to coming online. Like, even if right now the PL had Diffusal Blade, I don't think that would be enough to let them fight the Pangos still.
He still needs time.
Yeah.
Even seeing a Solar Crest being queued up by the Beastmaster.
Why not? Let's do it. So yeah, they can continue to control the map here. Take out both of those shrines, obviously. Axe is going to push out this bottom wave.
It's the worst part of the game when you're playing Radiant, is this bottom lane is always pushed in, right?
If it's Axe, look up at top lane, they're just going to jump in on him. Like, they know that Axe isn't there, so shouldn't that be PL pushing that? Because they don't have to worry, they can just jump in.
They just popped Sanities and 10-second BKB to kill the Crystal Maiden, but they got the Raxes out of it, so it's all cool.
Oh, and the board just goes over there to cancel the Axe's blink.
Yeah, PL has to farm top because it's safer. With the Shrine down bottom, it's so much easier for the Radiant to TP, come in behind the PL, attack him from the front from a tier 3. So the Axe is like maybe a giveaway kill. The Phantom Lancer cannot afford to die. Like, in no circumstances is PL allowed to die.
I guess that's true. Okay. I'm just thinking that, like, you have to... Axe is the only thing that stops Pango from going high ground.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. But nonetheless...
It's just one of those situations where, you know, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel and they've got to do what they've got to do.
Right.
It doesn't look great, but they don't feel they've got a chance taking the full-on fight. Giving one lane of barracks isn't atrocious, and they've got to wait for this next Roshan anyway.
And Axe is not going to do too much since Jakiro has Yule Scepter. He's extremely farmed, so he needs that BKB still
Is that the longest
far away
spawn
from
yet?
it. Yep.
the longest
possible spawn of Roche.
Damn.
Well, Axe is gonna maybe be able to get into a BKB because of it. Although, it looks like the Pango are not gonna give them the opportunity as they're just up on high ground right now. And, well, he really doesn't have to worry that much.
Man.
Although they do take down the Healing Ward. That was
Healing
pretty
Ward
nifty.
feels so bad right now because of the movement speed. Oof. They nerfed it twice in a row.
Oh.
Sick Ice Path.
What is the movement speed of it now? Like 330 or something?
It's garbage.
350.
350, okay. What was it before? Like
Ability
500?
guide. Don't underestimate Healing Ward. It's an incredible ability that can make your team fight incredibly safe. Used a lot of Incredibles in that description, didn't they? All right, I'm not going to flame guide makers anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to message my boy Tortellini.
Tortellini. Mr. Michael Cohen. What a guy.
Oh, damn it.
Well, they have Diffusal Blade done on the PL.
That's good.
Hey, man, they're in position to maybe get these bounty runes. It's all coming up Signify now. Call me crazy.
Call me
This
crazy.
is not going to end well.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, like, even before the draft started, before the game started, you know, we talked about how a lot of their drafts are predicated around that one combo, that one play, something that wins them a team fight, sets them up for a good game, and they've not had that team fight yet, and it is starting to feel too little, too late. They've slipped behind pretty hard, and I just don't see a world in which they get a chain of, you know, 2, 3, 4 team fights where everything goes absolutely perfectly. They outplay the BKBs, the Soulbind is sick, and they get Kunkka in with a good Torrent Boat combo because the Pango are doing, you know, reasonably well at keeping that split of their heroes when they're taking these
What are
objectives.
creeps doing? They're just scouting out Axe. What?
Yeah, they pulled it over to the side, but the BKB comes out from Iceberg. They miss the call. They miss everything. The boat is going to connect, and it's only to Jakiro, though, as the Omni Slash comes. They also find the black hole, and that is going to be about all she wrote.
So what's the opposite of perfect? Because that fight was it for Signify.
Well, for Iceberg, it was perfect. He gets the ultra kill, and he wants a little more. Atos? Oh.
Give him the rampage. Are they going tier 4s? Just end?
They're thinking about it.
There's no Kunkka for 35 seconds.
I mean, they buy back on the PL now. Signify do not want to give this up if they can avoid it.
Oh
my God.
Ogre, Vampire Mage with Mjolnir.
Vampire Mage.
Because it was the longest respawn time possible, they're going to be able to walk back into Roche as it respawns.
Now.
Oh, hey.
Man, the spawn delay on Roshan creeps really isn't good, is it?
Nah.
But they've got it. This is Signify's last chance now. Kunkka has the TP. Oh,
Oh, this could be a big one, though. This could be a really big one.
Kunkka.
Moving into position. No, they break the Blink Dagger, though. Now they can't walk in. Roche is getting really, really low. They need to wrap around all the way, and they aren't going to be able to find the call, and that gives Pango the opportunity to just turn around, find Blizzard, get the kill, and it all fell apart as the Yule Scepter lift up comes from Jakiro. Axe is going to come back down to earth and then eventually be brought down even further as Iceberg is going to send him into the grave.
That's why shrines are important, guys. If there was a shrine there for the Dire, Kunkka TPs to it, they get into that Roche pit, they have a fight, they've got boat and torrent, but there's no shrine, no TP. It is now GG.
Yeah, what a performance from Iceberg. I loved his item build, Road of Atos, Blink Dagger, a lot of mobility, a lot of catch. He just goes in, and once he gets the BKB, there's no way they can fight him. This Phantom Lancer Diffusal Blade came in too late. I'm not sure why he decided to go for a Manta style as the first item.
Yasha I like, Manta not so much.
It's too much gold invested, so you're kind of lacking the damage. Also, we can go back to the draft issues, which we pointed out, no real wave clear. Also, Crystal Maiden and Grimstroke feeling like a same hero. You can't engage into a fight. It's really hard to set it up. They still had an axe, which had a really great timing on a Blink Dagger, but it was still not enough.
So like I was saying, Signify are going to 2-1 the Pango in this series.